Everybody know Dame got a aggressive way of, you know, putting out whatever you trying to put out, say whatever you want to say. Dame is very unapologetic, and he's very passionate in anything he do. So I don't know. I guess people wasn't ready for that aggressiveness.
And Dame, he was doing all the day-by-day work at Roc-A-Fella, right? He was helping out the artists.
I mean, yeah, you could say that Dame was more hands-on with a lot of things than anybody. Uh, the higher ups from Roc-A-Fella, far as being in, whether it was Rock-A-Wear clothing or being in the studio when we was recording, Dame was very hands-on.
Beanie Sigel just told the part of the Roc-A-Fella story a lot of people don't talk about. In this clip, Beanie Sigel explains how the label really moved behind the scenes. Not headlines, not egos, but real work. He says Dame Dash was aggressive, hands-on, unapologetic. The guy handling the day-to-day pressure when artists needed something done right now. We're talking about studios, clothing, decisions. Dame was in all of that. What makes this stand out even more is how calm Beanie Sigel says it. No bitterness, no spin, just perspective from somebody who was actually there. He also drops a key detail that changes how people view the early Roc-A-Fella days. Dame Dash was the one who took the chance on Kanye West when most people only saw him as a producer. That alone tells you how hands-on he really was. This isn't about ranking Dame Dash versus Jay-Z. It's about understanding roles, different styles, different strengths, and how that balance helped create one of the most important runs in hip-hop history. And once you hear where this conversation goes next, it adds even more context to why Roc-A-Fella Records worked the way it did. Now I'm about to play this clip for y'all, but before I do, I just need y'all to like, leave y'all thoughts down below in the comment section, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
How you feel about Steve Stout saying that, Dame Dash, big ego, and him disrespecting people, what's the reason for his downfall?
No, well, I wouldn't say that was the cause of his downfall or whatever. I don't know. But, everybody know Dame got a aggressive way of, putting out whatever you trying to put out, say whatever you want to say. Dame is very unapologetic, and he's very passionate in anything he do. So I don't know. I guess people wasn't ready for that aggressiveness.
And Dame, he was doing all the day-by-day work at Roc-A-Fella, right? He was helping out the artists.
I mean, yeah, you could say that Dame was more hands-on with a lot of things than anybody. The higher ups from Roc-A-Fella, far as being in, whether it was Rock-A-Wear clothing or being in the studio when we was recording, Dame was very hands-on.
So pretty much when y'all would need something, y'all would go to Dame. He'll be the one that would help y'all out.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Dame was the one that took a chance on Kanye, right?
Yeah, far as my knowledge from the gate, yeah. A lot of people wanted Kanye just to be a producer or thought that that's just what he was good at. But nah, Ye was special. I think Dame seen that early.
Yeah, I heard that when he would be in the studio with y'all, he'll try to get on y'all records.
No, not try to get on him. We got records together. Like State Property embrace Ye. We embraced Ye from the gate before, the blueprints and all that. Yeah, we felt as though Ye was, part of State Property. We rock with Ye. Ye might come with a joint that already got a hook on it that he did. Yeah, we want that. That was Yeezy. Yeah, Yeezy had to try to get on no record. Yeezy was making the hits.
How was that like when y'all was around Roc-A-Fella and he came out with College Dropout and that shit was so huge the way it was?
It was crazy. It was regular. Like Ye did what we thought Ye was going to do. As far as, State Property. We looked at Ye in a different light. That was the bro. That's family.
This is one of those moments that forces you to rethink how power actually works behind the scenes. My honest takeaway from Beanie Sigel saying this isn't about Dame Dash being right or Jay-Z being quiet. It's about how different leadership styles can exist in the same building and still build something legendary. Too many people try to flatten Roc-A-Fella into one personality when it was really a system made up of very different personalities. From the way Beans describes it, Dame Dash was the pressure point. The person you went to when something needed to happen immediately. Studios, clothing, artists needing help, ideas needing a push. Dame Dash applied the force. It wasn't always pretty, it wasn't always comfortable, but effective in the moment. That kind of leadership usually doesn't get celebrated while it's happening. It gets judged later when emotions cool off. At the same time, Jay-Z's role makes even more sense when you hear it framed this way. Vision, patience, long-term thinking. Jay-Z didn't need to be loud because the noise was already being handled. That balance is rare, and it's hard to maintain, especially when success starts compounding fast. What I really appreciate about Beanie Sigel's tone here is that there's no bitterness in it, no rewriting history, no taking shots. It sounds like somebody who understands that success usually comes with a little bit of friction, not harmony. You need somebody willing to knock down doors, and somebody willing to wait for the right door to open. And the Kanye part matters too, because it shows that being hands-on isn't just about the aggression. It's also about recognizing potential early. Dame Dash saying more than just a producer in Kanye West speaks to his instincts. And instincts are a form of intelligence people don't always respect until the results show up years later. This conversation also highlights something bigger about hip-hop business culture. We love to highlight the artists. We barely talk about operations. But labels don't move off vibes alone. Somebody has to handle the unglamorous work, the arguments, the follow-ups, the risk. That kind of work usually creates tension, and that tension often gets mislabeled as ego. This isn't about picking sides between Dame Dash and Jay-Z. It's about understanding that both approaches were necessary at that time. Take either one out, and the outcome probably changes. Maybe the label moves a little bit slower. Maybe it never feels as explosive. And maybe certain artists never get that same opportunity. What Beanie Sigel is really giving us here is context. And context is rare in hip-hop conversations. It reminds us that success is usually a little bit messy. Loud and quiet at the same time, strategic and emotional in the same room. This is why stories like this still matter. Not for the drama, but for the lessons. Especially for artists and entrepreneurs trying to build something real today. So let me ask you all this. Do you think that Beanie Sigel helped people better understand Dame Dash's role at Roc-A-Fella in a way that history often skips? And how do you think the balance between Dame Dash's aggression and Jay-Z's vision shaped the legacy we still talk about today? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and make sure you like and subscribe. Peace.